Hello, my people. It's Dahlia.
And your favorite host, Nicole.
And this is Quiche My Ass.
I guess we're starting.
Oh, yeah, we are starting.
I mean, you could have told us.
No, you know what? I like a
started.
little bit of a surprise. I think that we were having a good conversation right before this, so why not press the record button and let's go. First, I want to give a shout out to Nicholas for getting a new car. Woo! Big girl stuff.
For a second, I was like, who is Nicholas? Where did Nicholas
No,
get a
you're
car?
getting one.
I know. I got one.
Yeah.
It's across the street. I'll show it to you later.
Nicole
Give it a
texted
little
me
test
midweek saying, I want a new car. Saturday, she got the car.
drive. Yeah, I was ready. It was
Get it done.
time.
Yeah, you're an adult.
Yeah, I needed hubcaps. I needed to drive feeling safe to my new job every day. And I also... It's time. 10 years later, I mean, I've had that car forever.
Yeah, you had it.
It's
It
been
was 10 years? But
Yeah.
how old is it, the car, the actual car that you...
Well, it's 10 years old, and I've had it for 9. I bought it used.
Oh my God, and you traded it.
Yeah, I traded it in. I got $1,000 for it. Like
That's not bad.
They wanted to give me $500, and I was like, oh no. And then they gave me $1,000. We had to barter. It was,
That's how you do it.
yeah. I had to go to New Jersey to barter because I didn't think the New Yorkers would barter with me.
So now that you have a brand new car, I noticed when I got my car, I stopped eating out because I would carry so many groceries and I would like put all the groceries in my car. Like I don't have to go through like Subways and stuff with groceries anymore. So you're gonna eat. Well, you already had a car.
Yeah, I already had a car, but I wasn't really using it that often because I wasn't going anywhere or I was taking the subway, and it was really not a great car. So it was just for driving if I needed to go to the grocery store or something. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to use it more often. It's my baby. 2021 Prius.
Road
it's
trip.
good for the environment.
You got a name yet?
I'm thinking we have some options.
So who's that speaking over there?
Oh.
Oh, did we invite you?
Did you?
We invited someone, my good friend, my travel buddy, my old coworker, and Nicole's old coworker.
Favorite.
Yeah, and he was only with us for a year and a half at work. Just a year, and then
A year is a lifetime.
it was so weird because we became close afterwards. I think a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, like right afterwards. This is cute.
Quan Quan.
Quan
Quan,
Quan.
yeah.
Cute,
I
cute.
haven't heard this one in a while.
So his real name is, can you pronounce it? Because I pronounce it
It's
completely wrong.
Quentin.
Quentin.
Yeah, but your whole name.
Quentin de Mar.
So you're French.
I am.
How come I don't hear this accent of
parles
yours?
It's
français?
gone.
It's gone?
Yeah. I don't like the French accent.
Well, you can't. When you're talking on the mic, you have to move your hand from your mouth so that we can hear the French accent.
So if you want, I can speak with the French accent.
I've
We
never.
haven't heard it in a while.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have to choose to speak the French accent, or is that more
Yeah,
natural?
I have to make the effort.
But
now.
you like
It's more
the-
natural for me to speak with
When
Amer-
you have
American
to
accent,
speak,
I feel like.
but when you have to speak English to a French guy, does your French accent come out? Because I know you have to.
Yeah, it comes
'Cause
Well,
you have to,
why
like,
don't you just speak English, French
No,
to the
because
French
it's
guy?
like a slow, different. You know what I mean?
Well, like at work right now, we have one guy who doesn't speak French, so we speak English.
translator.
And
Well, you've
then-
always been the translator.
Yeah, well, no, Andre's fine with English now. You know, he's got no problem.
So what do you do right now?
So I'm a sous chef at a tiny French restaurant called Papy.
Yeah.
It's an amazing restaurant.
Yeah,
I
so
love
it
it.
is an
so
amazing
good.
restaurant.
Our good friend owns it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we all worked with him. And we were just talking in the car that we think he's an amazing chef.
He is.
He is an amazing chef. Like, he knows his shit.
Everything is perfectly
Yeah.
seasoned.
Yeah,
Cooked.
always on point.
Yeah.
Tastes like butter and it's not butter.
Beautiful. The flavor combinations are really unique and special.
Yeah.
It's really... If you guys haven't been, you should go because...
Puppy, East 9th and...
Seventh
East 7th.
and first.
7th and 1st. Yeah, make reservations.
Mhm.
So good. It's husband and wife. And it's beautiful.
It is.
Yeah, it's so
It's
cute.
cute. It's romantic. Amazing food.
Very intimate. Every time. I always go with like Nicole or like a
I know,
girlfriend
it's
of
so,
mine.
it's so
I never bring like Ian. I'm just like, nah. We'll go there for somebody's. I went there for Rosa's last day. That was nice. That was so nice. The cheese. You were working.
Was I?
Yeah, you were working.
I feel like an eternity ago.
I know. So I will say though, you are one of my last friends still working on the line.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone else working on the line besides you and
Andrea.
I
Andrea?
don't have friends, so
You have friends that are in the industry. Mind you, I would like to just go backwards. And Q is a French guy that decided to come to America to pursue his culinary dream and study here.
Do your parents still live in France?
Yeah, my dad's in Paris, and my mom right now is in the south of France, close to Saint-Tropez.
Ah, which city?
It's called La Croix-Valmer, but it's like my grandfather's house, so she's taking care of it right now because she just got fired
Wow.
Oh.
because fuck the pandemic.
Well, yes. We all were fired, right? No?
Yeah, but it's a little late for her to just get fired.
Yeah, right.
Well, they were like, "Oh, you didn't make enough money this past year." She worked as a manager in it's like a chain that sells products from the south of France, so olive oils and pastries
that's
and
nice,
vinegars and stuff like that. And obviously, there was no tourism.
Yeah,
so,
but we know nobody's
So she
they're
didn't
all
make,
cooking at home, and that's
yeah,
it.
She didn't make enough money for the company, and
Boom.
we were like, okay,
kicked you out.
Yeah,
Wow.
fired her, which is bullshit because she had just moved. So she lived the past 6 years, something like that. She lived in Gordes, which is in Provence, and then they just moved her to Nice for the past year.
And then they're like, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, and then they're like, you didn't make enough money. And it's like, well, fuck you. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Nice isn't so bad, though.
She didn't like it.
No?
No.
I actually know somebody that said they didn't like Nice that much. And I'm like, oh,
I
all right.
didn't.
Really?
I mean,
You
okay.
were working, though.
No, well, I did. I was there for an event that I was
So,
there
yeah, she
working.
was working.
But then I had a day in Nice and then also a day in Saint-Tropez. But when I was in Nice, I mean, I hear all these amazing things, and people are going to hate me for saying this. They're like, the south of France is so amazing. Like, even people compare Italy, the south of Italy, to the south of France. And so I'm like,
Why
wow.
would they? Oh, so it's like that hype.
It's like a beach town. It's that
Yeah.
hype. And I get to the south of France, and I'm like, it was cool, but
It wasn't the hype.
the south of Italy is way more beautiful. I was like, what are these people talking
So
about?
everyone, if you know Portugal, you know Algarve. Like, that's like the #1 travel destination in Portugal. I've been, and I was like, what? Like, this is a beach town?
Isn't
Like,
that where the little girl got?
yeah, it is. They
so
they
sad.
found out who did it
When?
recently. Like,
Okay,
really recently.
we need to talk about that later.
Yeah.
I need to catch up. But anyways, back to you, Q. Before we, we're just gonna go off on a rant.
Going off, yeah.
The south of France is beautiful, but I think the south of Italy is better. Anyways,
Where in France does it have the best food, though?
Oof, that's a tough one. I haven't been everywhere in France, so I probably
is a big
traveled more
country.
outside of France than inside of France, to be honest.
Yeah, Q's a nomad. If anyone wanted to know,
The
Q.
past few years.
Yeah, Q has been traveling so much, but we'll get into that. I do want to say thank you for making me your best bud for your wedding. I'm his best man, but I'm not a man, even though my voice sounds like a man.
woman.
Best
No, she's
woman.
best bud.
Best bud.
Best bud.
I still wear the necklace you got me. It's a little THC molecule.
THC month.
Best bud. Like, what else are you
Yeah.
going to get me?
Oh,
It's so
I
nice.
see why you're the best bud now.
Yeah. I'm your best bud, too, I guess.
I mean,
because I'm not
basic-
your maid of honor.
Yeah, you're not my maid of honor, but if I could choose
Best bud. I'm her best bud.
yeah, but if I could choose somebody that wasn't like my sister, because obviously like that's the natural thing for me to do.
Natural.
Well, I don't know. It's like it's
I love the word natural.
I don't know, but if I
No, I
boy
see, what,
has
I see what
two-
you mean.
I'm just letting you know, Q has 2 brothers.
Yeah,
so the
but
fact
see-
that I'm the best bud is like perfect.
For me, it was more a practical reason, as well as I just fucking love hanging out with
also,
you.
Dahlia,
Aw,
you
thank
are going to be
you.
way more helpful for wedding planning than his brothers are going to
it's
be.
across
Which
the Atlantic.
they're both
and-
doing, and I look up to you guys for doing this because wedding planning is not. You've been having
Well-
fun with
I
it.
love
I
it.
don't know about you.
We haven't really started that much.
I know you love it 'cause
We've
you're
been married
easy,
for
though.
a year already, and
Yeah,
we haven't
Yeah.
started.
I'm
Yeah.
easy and I love working on private events, so it's just like
Yeah,
planning
we've been
my
doing
own
it.
event.
We know. We're not stupid. We're not paying for that.
Yeah,
No. We looked at arches last week. How to make an arch? Which we could just steal a McDonald's arch. And then put,
It'll be yellow. I mean, I love
yeah,
it.
you could put some daisies around it. Call it a day. I was thinking that because I passed by a McDonald's and I was like, wow, it's so crazy that when I was like learning to become a chef, they said like red and yellow attracts people and gets them hungry. And I was
hungry.
red makes
Since
people
when
hungry.
Have you looked at red
Yeah,
and been
but-
like, I'm feeling hungry?
No, it's the aesthetic. So like restaurants, like they like paint a lot of red on their walls, and you don't realize that, but like it makes you feel hungry. Like
it-
Yeah,
make you
but
think
yellow
I
makes
remember
you
reading
happier.
recently that actually now we're figuring out that the red gets people too angry,
distracted.
and for they're switching.
Oh, I wonder
they're
why.
switching from red to green now. One and green makes you
so
calm.
green was all banks, like
Who would've
TD
known?
green, TD bank, TD green. Because
yeah, because money's green.
yeah, exactly though. But that's what I'm saying. Is like that's how
So maybe restaurants need to incorporate more green to bring in more money.
leafy
I mean,
kale
I have-
lying everywhere. This is
Got a nice pothos right here.
yeah.
Yes, I have a lot of these. This is actually a plant I had since I was in the 2nd grade, and I have been
no way.
I have been multiplying her. Everything on my wall in there is all from one plant that I started with,
Nice.
and it's my mom kept it alive for most of
I was
my
gonna say
life,
Nicole
and
did
then-
not have a green thumb as a kid.
No, no.
I don't look like you would have a green thumb.
I
as a
think by
kid.
the time I was like 15, I started to care about the plant. But before then, I literally got it as a little, it looked like a little lima bean when I was young.
Oh, you're a lima bean.
And in 2nd grade, it was your job to like grow this and sprout it for a thing. And I did, and here we are. I don't know if that's true. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. But now that I think, like, is a pothos flower or seed, does it look like a lima bean? Maybe I've got it all wrong.
I have no idea. You're
Yeah.
asking the wrong person.
Anyways, back to Q.
back to you.
So, as Dahlia was saying, you are a French man from Paris,
Yes.
and you
came here.
Came here
I came
Why?
here
to go to the CIA,
to go- yeah.
which is so backwards.
It's so backwards.
sounds
I think
crazy,
everyone
yeah.
in the industry would be like, "Wait, who is this
Every
kid?"
American is dying to go to Europe to learn
cooking.
and you
Came here.
could have learned there, but you were like, "Nah, I'm coming to America."
Yeah.
Did you want the American lifestyle?
Did you get your American dream? Are you living
good
He
here?
question.
married a beautiful
I-
American
yeah,
woman,
I
so he got that. I don't know about what
It's
about.
going well for now.
Yeah. You got a puppy.
I can't complain. I got a puppy.
You got a puppy.
Mm-hmm.
But
Henry.
why did you choose to go to the CIA? That was
I got seduced. And the school is so beautiful. It's so huge. It's so American. You know, we don't. As far as I know, I haven't seen obviously all the schools in France, but I just visited CIA and it was just like, wow, like look at these kitchens, look at this equipment, and
yeah. So you're
whole
saying the
place is
French
beautiful.
kitchens aren't as
the schools are
high
smaller.
tech.
You know.
And they're not as like we spend money on our culinary schools. Like
Yeah.
we
In
want
France,
to have
it's
the best
cheaper.
sous vides and like the nicest ovens because
Do you think that in school, or I guess my question, a lot of people in France, they take cooking in high school or
No.
younger.
You didn't do
right?
that.
So the way it works in France is either once you're done with, let me do what is it?
I
so
know
you can either
because you
go,
guys
yeah.
do like you say it differently. They
Yeah.
say it differently.
What we call collège is middle school for you guys. I
No,
think?
college I think is
When-
high school for you guys. Is high school for us. You're college.
No, because high school for us is called lycée, which is from 13, 14 to 18 years
Okay,
old.
that's high school. Yeah.
And then before that for us is collège from like 11,
Collège?
11
Like
yeah.
college?
Yeah. So
But-
it's like when I got here and
So
they
middle-
call it
it's middle
college, and
school.
I'm like, wait, what? Middle school? I think it's middle school. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were in college all over again.
So yeah.
But
Fuck that.
so you didn't go to
So you can either go to general high school, get a general diploma, then you specialize in either science, economics, or literature.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a general high school in the science part. And what you can do is once you're done with collège, you can go to specialized high school. So I don't have all of them in mind, but you can go to a cooking high school basically.
And you didn't.
I didn't, because
What did you go for?
my dad wanted me to get a general diploma, because even though I've always wanted to be a cook, he told me, it's better if you get a general diploma like this. If you ever change your mind, you have something to go from, and it's easy to afterward.
Which would you change your mind? Sorry to interrupt that.
Maybe I've always, when I was a kid, I've always wanted to own my own restaurant. I think it's a dream. I don't know anymore.
I think
especially especially these days. I don't know, but I think I wouldn't leave the food world.
Okay.
I might, eventually diverge and go into food science and stuff like that.
Yeah.
R&D for bigger company, because that's basically what I studied. My second degree at CIA is culinary science, because I did the first degree
nice.
culinary arts, and then second degree culinary science.
So is that 2 separate degrees you have to stay longer, or are they like dual degrees you graduate?
No, you have to stay longer. So it's the first one is associate degree, and then second one is a bachelor.
I see.
So I did that. So it took me like under 4 years,
Woo.
which is pretty quick when you think about it.
Yeah, I did mine in 3.5. I wish I did it in 4. Just so
I
could have been
only
there
got
longer.
an associate's and got only culinary.
Because you
But
want to
not
get the
from-
hell
but not
out
from
of there.
CIA.
You're like, I just want to work.
Well, yeah, by the time when I started culinary school, I was already a sous chef, like practically running a catering company. So I wanted to go because I wanted it to look better on my resume. But I already had such an upper hand on like all the other kids because I'd been cooking since I was 14.
Yeah.
I didn't go to culinary school until I was like 19, I think, when I was like, you know what, fine, I'm going to go. Because I told you before, I was considering studying botany. So I started taking botany classes.
And then you're like,
at my community college. And I was like, this is really awesome, except for the fact that I have to take all these other biology classes. Like, you have to do everything to get a botany degree. It's specialized. So first you have to get a biology degree, and then
so you have to get a bachelor's for it.
Yeah, and so I was just like, I can't. I'm struggling to pass college algebra. Like, what? How am I gonna do this? To take even more math and more science. And so I was like, you know what? I know I like cooking. I know I'm good at it.
Yeah,
it's what I'm doing. Like, I'm gonna go to culinary school, and so I did.
Q, did you think that when you were in CIA at one point, you were like, I should just go back to France and learn from a French kitchen?
Not really.
No.
I never really wanted to go back to France. I don't know. I finished high school and I was just done with France.
Did you travel to the U.S. a lot while you were like younger for you to realize that you wanted that, or did you watch TV?
Obviously I just watched a lot of TV, a lot of American shows,
a lot of people that I know
American
from
movies.
different countries are like, oh my gosh, America's like a TV show, and I'm like, yeah, my life is definitely a sitcom, that's for sure. So
my aunt actually moved to California when I was
I think I remember
14, something like that.
Yeah.
And they stayed there for 7 years. And it was just like over there, it was just like they lived in Laguna Beach, so Orange County.
Nice.
Which is like the richest place in the world. It's like everything just looks like straight up
beautiful.
Fake. Yeah, it looks fake.
Yeah, everything's perfect. The line on the road, there's no bump. It's always nice and white. Yeah.
I've never
next
been
to the
Laguna
beach. Oh, it's beautiful. I loved it over there. So we used to go to see them once a year.
Wow. And he was like, I want to live in America.
And I was like, damn, America's nice, but...
And of course, the girls probably, you were like, well, no, I'm just kidding.
No, I was always terrible with girls.
Looking though. We have a picture of his brother. That was the best picture that you've taken.
On the beach in Thailand.
It was a picture of his brother looking out into Thailand, and we're like, wow, it's a nice picture. And then we see him just staring at booty.
I lost the picture. I don't know where it is.
No,
I'm so upset.
I probably have it somewhere, but it was funny.
It's like he looks so philosophical, and
you're like, wow, he looks
gazing
good.
in the far, and then
you just see two
zoom
booties.
in, and there are two girls in thong
and
on the beach,
just
just like staring at it.
It was nice though. It was a nice picture. But anyway, sorry, going back to school. But then after you went to school, what did you do?
So I basically, after my student visa, I got an work authorization for a year.
Okay. So not you didn't have to do an internship, or you did?
Well, I did the internship while I was at school. And it was at the second semester or third semester?
Where did
you guys have to do it twice?
No, only one.
Oh, okay.
I did it at the Marriott Marquis on Times Square.
which is insane because that's
Wow.
disgusting.
Yeah.
You were in Times Square, but you probably learned a lot because they push out food there.
And for a French guy to be in Times Square, that's like a dream.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Were you living
Place
in
to work
Manhattan,
at.
or you were going back and
Yeah,
forth?
I was actually very lucky because through a friend of my dad that I had met when I was a kid, she had an apartment on Park Avenue
nice.
in 86.
Oh
close to
yeah,
where
I
used to
remember
live.
you telling me that. It was a studio or something.
So she had a studio on top of her apartment.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I was
lucky.
living there. It was like 15 minutes away from work, so it was really fucking nice.
Yeah, that's funny.
She just had it laying around like nobody was there.
Well, it was, she had all of her stuff in there. It was connected. It was kind of weird. It was connected to her apartment through her kitchen, so it was open. So whenever she was cooking something, it would smell in my place.
Hopefully she was a good cook.
Oh, it never
It's fine,
smelled bad.
yeah.
It never smelled
Yeah.
like something was burning.
Like she was making kimchi at home all the time.
No.
Which I love kimchi. Not shitting on people
Yeah,
that make
but
kimchi
I
at
wouldn't
home.
want my studio to smell like kimchi all the time.
Yeah. I think about that too. Like so many times I've thought about getting a studio apartment in New York.
Uh-huh.
I'm way past that now. I'm like definitely not. But the biggest thing is how do you cook in the same room
As your bed.
As your bed.
Yeah,
like
everything
you
just
sear
smells
a
like
piece
oil.
of salmon
Yeah.
and you get in bed smelling like salmon.
no.
Oh, it just sounds terrible. Or what? You have kimchi. Oh, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
as
like
soon as you open that's it. It just smells like kimchi for 8 hours.
yeah, or you're frying something and it's
Yeah.
like not that people are frying often, but just imagine that being on your bed sheets at night.
Well, that's
God,
pretty
I
much what
would
it
hate
was. Because
Oh.
I had like 2 burners in there. It was like I don't even know what, I think I don't even know what these are called. It's like the metal plates.
Yeah, but you were like a college kid, like living in the city. So,
Yeah, it
like,
didn't matter.
You weren't cooking.
Yeah. Well, I was, because I didn't work that much. I wasn't allowed to
Oh,
do
because
overtime
it's
at the Marriott.
corporate.
Yeah. So I was only doing, 8 hours a day, something like that. And then, yes, I would have at least one meal at home.
And you eat there and
Yeah, they had like a whole cafeteria. I actually had to make, like, a bunch of times a week, I had to make family meal for the whole hotel, which was an absolute nightmare.
How many people is that?
Family meal,
I don't
you just
even
said?
know. Yeah, I had to
For
make
the
like
whole hotel?
Yeah, I had to make like 20
That's
hotel pan of
nasty.
fish, 20 hotel pan of meat, 20
20?
So worse
yeah.
than Danielle family meal?
Where it's
you have
five,
to you have
five,
to go
five.
there at 5 in the morning and do like
I'm so sorry, guys.
much
That was my
food.
water bottle. It's a bad water bottle, but
You
anyway.
know, like salad and fish and vegetables and meat and
Sorry.
my bad. Tap in all the time.
All family meal. Q is not a fan of making family meal.
No.
Not his thing.
What is the worst family meal you guys have ever eaten?
Ooh, wow.
Well,
You can go first because you're a
we
guest.
spoke of Attica earlier.
Oh, okay. Q
It was-
worked there for how many months?
For 6 months only.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't work more because it was the, what do they call it, working holiday visa. So you can only work 6 months at a time at a place.
And in case anyone's wondering, that's in Melbourne,
Yes.
Australia.
Melbourne, Australia, yeah.
Okay.
But, so worst family meals there at Attica.
Was
Well,
it even
it wasn't like, most of the time, the food was really good over there. Everyone knew how to cook. It was just that one time,
Oh my God, tell
this-
us. I'm dying to hear.
this Korean girl, she tried to make a French dish. I forgot exactly.
Did you
what
have
it
a menu
was.
set for that day?
So everyone had to cook family like
Like a normal
every
kitchen.
2 weeks or so.
Okay.
It was-
like you take turns.
Yeah, you take turns. And it was nice because it wasn't just you had to make everything. It was you had to know what you wanted to make, and then you could ask people,
Yeah.
can you do this for me? You do this for me. You do that for me.
Okay.
And then you put it up together at the right time. And, so if you were doing it well, in the end, you could end up not doing anything and everyone else was doing it for you. You just had to
Set it up.
set it up and
Order,
have a
get
menu.
whatever you
Yeah.
needed, and make sure it's
It's a nice menu.
So you had to have like an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert, basically.
Okay.
It
a
didn't have to.
dessert.
It didn't have to be
Imagine
anything
there was
fancy.
dessert.
Wow.
I'd
Could be a
fat
fruit salad,
boy.
or you can make tiramisu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that girl, she made. It was like a chick. She was like, oh, I'm gonna make this French dish. I didn't even recognize the dish.
Yeah. Okay.
But she
You're like,
baked.
we don't make that in my France.
Yeah, she baked like chicken and some red wine sauce with some oranges, I think, or some or.
I don't like that
And
already.
the chicken was not cooked.
Nicole loves raw chicken. She tells me about this
That's
one time.
My worst family meal.
Oh wow, I didn't know you were gonna bring that one up.
Yeah, but anyways, keep going.
And yeah, she served it, and it happened that it was the week where we had a guest chef at the restaurant, and she served it that day, and I felt really bad because she was a really nice girl, and she was a really good cook, but it's just that day it did not work out for her.
Was she stressed out? Did you see her being stressed out about it? Yeah, some people aren't like they're not happy about it.
No,
they get.
She was very quiet, very shy, very reserved, and. I don't know. I think it was just a bad timing.
Yeah.
Because.
But what was it?
It was like raw chicken and wine sauce.
It was.
But that was it. That was
Well, I forgot what else was. Everything else was all right. You know, I think she made. I don't remember.
But you can't mistake the raw chicken.
This is like, so funny. You guys are talking about raw chicken.
And red wine?
Yeah, it was like some either oranges or grapefruit. I don't know.
Oh no!
And it was
that's
just
a lot of
acidity.
No.
I'm gonna Google this because I feel after working in French restaurants and cooking my whole life, I've never heard. She was French.
You're talking to a French guy.
She was
Korean.
Korean.
You're talking to a French guy that he doesn't even know the dish.
Was he trying to?
I don't remember what she was trying to make.
Duck à l'orange with chicken.
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe. Probably.
No.
That would make sense, right? Because it's like
wine.
But
she had she charred a grapefruit and everything, and in a sense
tried.
it would have been good. It's just like it wasn't cooked enough. And she asked me, she was like, "Oh, how was it?" And I was like, I didn't want to. I hate hurting people, so it was just like, it was nice. I didn't eat that much. But
who told her that it was raw?
No one. I think she just figured it out when she saw that no one ate.
It's a bad feeling when no one eats. I'm not gonna lie.
If that was in New York and somebody would have jumped on her and told her.
Yeah.
So it's crazy that they were so passive and just let it go like that.
Oh, imagine.
Over there, it was very much at Attica. Is one thing I give them is it was a lot about positivity. You weren't
but
we're not allowed to yell.
Was there passive aggressiveness though with it? Because yes. There was no yelling, there's a passive aggressive way of telling people things. If there's no yelling,
it was good and bad at the same time because some people were just like
you needed a slap across the face.
Yeah. Granted, I'm not. Everyone makes mistakes. I'm the first one to make mistakes, but it's just
we all
sometimes it was very frustrating.
What is your worst family meal story, Dahlia?
Actually, I'm gonna say a lot of them. When the person that was making family meal didn't have passion for what they were making, that's when I was mad because I'm like, this is literally your only job for today is to put out like a nice
something whatever nice. You feel like
and if it literally says lasagna and all you're putting is fucking lasagna out and like not even a salad, there's sometimes people don't put a salad out and I'm like, no, like I don't eat lasagna every day, like I don't want that, like put another option. But like when somebody didn't have, they would literally do the bare minimum just so they could leave. I'm just like, no. Like just you're here for a reason, right? Like you're here to cook something and like if you love cooking, that's why you're doing this for a living, like put out a good family meal. Like it's not that hard. It's really not that hard. Unless it's like
it gets stressful sometimes.
No, what we had to go through was stressful because we had to take care of like 500 pounds of veal stock behind you. You had to make sure that you were using the oven the proper time where the food is going to go out. Like you had to make sure things, mind you, there's 900 people running around doing the same exact thing, stealing your ovens. Like it wasn't fun. I didn't put the fryer on. Oh my gosh, I had to put French fries out in a half hour. Is the fryer even going to be ready in a half hour? Like just stupid stuff that we had to go through. But what I'm saying is like, oh, kitty cat's crying. I did not like a family meal if they just didn't do things that were common sense, like rinsing the black beans. And I think Nicole knows this.
Yeah, but you are crazy.
With those bags, we would get a Danielle.
So we would get a bag of black beans, and they would use the juice inside to make it.
Just for family meal, not for
no, not a normal service. My stomach would turn like insanely. Like I would.
Dahlia doesn't like the bean juice,
dude.
Actually, I remember using those bags and I threw away the juice, and someone was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
all the flavors in there. I was like,
so
I don't know,
no, it's not. That's like who knows what this is.
I'm
get
like
the beans,
a gas
not the juice.
bubble like underneath my heart because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like why am I feeling like this? I have to do another 12 hours of work, and I feel like I'm floating up in the air like a hot air balloon. Like it was fun.
Just be the beans too.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of sodium.
She's like, no, I eat plenty of beans.
There was definitely a lot of sodium. I eat a lot of beans, and I just rinse the beans. Like,
Because you don't digest beans. So it's like basically the bacteria in the guts that break it down, and that's why you get gassy when you eat beans.
I know. I had corned beef the other day, and I had a bubble behind my back, like in my stomach. I was like, wow. I didn't realize like pastrami has a lot of salt.
Oh, so much salt.
So like I had a whole sandwich, and I was like, wow, I can't even sleep. Where's my heating pad? But
we're getting old.
Yeah, Nicole, how I know Nicole's family meal story because she has talked about this.
Okay, I have two different family meal
we got
stories.
two different family meals.
Both of them were from
the same person.
Two different people.
Oh, okay.
One was
I know the one person.
Fucking guy I hated. And
I will tell you the name later.
I'll tell you the name I hated. I mean I don't care. We just call. No, I'm not.
No, you're not gonna say.
Oh, I probably know.
Yeah,
I probably know already.
Probably know this already.
Yeah, he was doing family meal, and on the menu it was like chicken and ratatouille is what he had to make.
Chicken ratatouille.
Chicken and ratatouille.
That's easy.
It's fucking easy, right? So, first of all, the way he cooked the ratatouille was by large dicing the vegetables and deep frying them.
What?
Without coating them with anything. And the oil wasn't even hot.
Was there eggplant too? So that just soaked up everything?
Yes, eggplant. You know, it's a ratatouille.
Yo, that's an air bubble in my stomach.
Even the tomatoes he fried in the fryer. I was like, the oil wasn't even hot enough, so it's literally just like
soaking
in this oil. He's in the shit, so he mixed all the vegetables together.
I'm not about it. Not about it.
He mixed all the vegetables together, maybe put salt if we're lucky, and then you know what he did? After he fried all of the ratatouille, he mixed it together, he seasoned it, and then he refrigerated it. So he served the ratatouille cold, which is like, what?
A sin?
He served it cold with...
I'm throwing up.
With chicken that was undercooked.
Ooh.
So
But
not
how did
only
he
is
cook
your
the
ratatouille,
chicken?
you're like, well, if the chicken's raw, maybe at least the ratatouille's good.
I never
But it's
understood
like,
when people refrigerated their food. I'm like, leave it out. Leave it out.
No, there was no reason for him to refrigerate the ratatouille. It was so disgusting. It was cold. At least it was seasoned well, but it was like...
Oh, no.
And then the chicken was raw. I take one bite, and I'm just like, oh, God. Like, what am I doing? I can't eat this. So that was probably...
That's the first story, because
That's
Nicole has
disgusting.
definitely two.
The other one was funny because it was a French guy, and it was like his first week. I think it was Antoine. I don't know. It was somebody really funny.
I think it's going to be me.
No.
You think it was you?
No.
No.
Tell your story.
You
I think
did
it was
bad
me.
ones? Oh my God, I want to hear this. I want
my
to...
first family at Danielle
was
really
it?
bad.
What was your
It was a croque monsieur.
Okay, no.
No?
What was it?
No, I did too, though. I got yelled at for a croque monsieur.
How could you mess up a croque monsieur? You're French.
Because no one ordered the ingredients for me, and I was told to use fucking brioche bread because we had it, and they didn't want to order bread for me.
Because we had it.
And so I didn't have the meat, and I didn't have the proper bread.
Who
and I was
who
just
yelled
like,
at you? Somebody yell at you?
Eddie.
Oh, okay.
This was like, for some reason, everybody had to work on a Sunday. It was like Super Bowl Sunday. And I guess it was a buyout or something. And we were all there.
Oh, this was on the time you made the hot dogs. Because I remember Nicole had to make hot dogs. I was like, you gave her the easiest family meal
Yeah, no, it was
ever.
funny.
She had to make hot dogs.
No,
They're already
but
cooked.
Chef like put out the menu, and he gave a menu. And what it said on the menu was wings, tortilla chip nachos, and like a blue cheese. Well, wings with blue cheese dressing and nachos, because it was.
Oh my God, I don't even know
Yeah.
this.
It was Super Bowl, and they were like, if we all have to work on a Sunday, let's have something fun for family meal. So I'm like, okay, cool. But the French guy didn't know. He's not American.
Yeah.
So he sees wings and nachos, and he's like, huh? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Like, well, what am I supposed to do? And nobody told him. Nobody helped him.
Yeah, but he could have asked. He could have asked.
Maybe he did. I don't know what happened.
Really? Some people don't bother asking.
And
Because they're like,
Yeah.
what's a Cobb salad? Oh, okay. And then they don't realize exactly what a Cobb salad
What he
is.
put up for family meal was fried chicken wings that were wrapped in tortillas.
Oh.
With a blue cheese crumble on top. And I was just like, is this what he thinks American food is? He literally, whole wings with the bone in it,
In tortillas.
in
And
tortillas, with blue cheese.
No, there
on
had
top.
to be a chef that walked by him and was like, I'm just going to let him fuck this one up.
Like, what did he think? But I
No.
think because the way he read it, he's like, well, if that's what they want me
Yeah,
to
but
do,
somebody
chicken
should have
wing
noticed
nachos
and
is
said
fine.
something. Because, like,
But
if
he didn't fry them. They were
Nicole, if
soft
me and you
tortillas.
were passing by and we saw him making tortilla wraps with chicken wings, we would have been like, no.
I would have, yeah, we would have taken
I would
the
have said,
time.
what are you doing? And I
Yeah.
always said, what are you doing? Like,
But
always.
I don't know if it was Antoine. I don't know, but all I remember is it was a French guy who just like literally came.
He got
to
in trouble for his
America.
family meals a lot.
It was like his
I actually
first
remember.
week, and he just had no idea what he was doing, and
Yeah.
everybody was speaking English to him, and he didn't understand. But
For people that don't know how important family meal is at restaurants, like, I'm just letting you know, like, it's our only meal. Like, for some
All
people,
day.
it's our only meal, and that's why I saved money the first 3 years I was working there.
because
Because I didn't have to. I was always there, and I ate whatever I had to, and especially the industrial meat that came in.
oh, I know.
Industrial meat. Yeah, we don't know if it's lamb, chicken, beef, pork.
Yeah, looks like
Surprise.
beef, but yeah.
I always thought it was lamb, and they're like, it's not lamb, it's beef. And I'm like, it doesn't say anything
You're like,
on the
that's
box.
some funky beef.
But you got to feed 120 people. Yes, I said that. 120 people. It was like 70 for lunch and 120 for dinner.
Where I'm working now, we're testing recipes and constantly eating all day. And they
So
still...
is there still family meal?
Yeah, but they
That's
buy
crazy.
family meal. It's somebody else out, like external, that buys the family meal and just has it sent in.
Do you think that's
so
a waste?
Whoever it is doesn't know that we are not hungry, or they send it at they send it at the same time every day. So maybe we're eating and then we're gonna be hungry later. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's a waste because
You have all this food that you're tasting.
We have all this food that we're tasting.
Yeah.
And then we get this. But then there's some days where we're not tasting food, so we need the family meal, but just the way they do it is like,
I think it's a communication skill on that one.
yeah, and I'm too new to be like, hey, we need better
Yeah.
communication skills. I can't exactly
work.
jump
Are they
on that.
good takeout though?
Well, they mostly are good takeout, but
Okay.
last week was not, and everything had cheese on it, and it was like,
Oh, and
I can't eat
We
this.
all
I
remember
can't eat any
Nicole
of
is
this.
lactose
Yeah.
intolerant.
But luckily, I was full because we were working on like recipes, and I really liked the food we were
So
cooking.
you ate
so
it.
I was like, I'll just cook
well, that's
myself
good.
something else. But it's just interesting how everybody has a different take on family meal.
So I want to go into our big topic of the day, and that is I mentioned that Q is a nomad, but I want to go
Was, I
into
guess.
that. Was
Now he's a
but-
married man.
No, but you still are
No,
because you know you
pandemic.
don't want to be here.
Pandemic.
Pandemic, it's
happened.
okay. It's either you're traveling the whole entire world because you can during the pandemic, or you were smart and you stayed home.
I was flying home for a little while.
Q, can you, in the past 5 years, like just tell us exactly where you went? Because it's going to be like a 30-minute conversation at this point.
Alright.
Because it's been
5
everywhere.
years.
And I met him at one point. So,
Well, 5 years ago was
so you're,
beginning of Danielle. So I was still in New York.
okay.
Then when I was done in New York in 2017, I went back to France.
Which
to
you
see my
enjoyed?
family.
Okay.
Yeah,
To
because
go
I hadn't
see
seen anyone for a year, pretty much.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
And
So good.
So I went to spend time with my family, saw everyone, spent the summer. I think I went to Thailand that summer with my dad and my 2 brothers.
Oh, nice. Cute.
And then went back to France, to Paris, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I got a job in a small bistro restaurant for a few months just to kill time. And
I remember that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun to work there. It was definitely not the level of food that I
You
was
wanted to
used
do, yeah.
But you know, it was chill and
Where
it
in
was fun.
Paris was it?
Not far from the Eiffel Tower, like on across the Seine.
And you used to
Yeah.
eat there a lot as a kid too, right?
At this restaurant? No, not this one. That was later on.
Later on? Okay.
Yeah, this one I actually had never been to.
Okay.
And so I worked there for like 3 months, I think.
Uh-huh.
And once I was done, I decided that I wanted to go to Australia.
Okay.
Because why not?
Was that a spur of the moment idea?
Yes and no, because I had a really good friend of mine who was there, who just got there at the time.
Okay.
And so I messaged him, and he was in Melbourne.
Yeah, mind you, this is the kid that said he had no friends. I'm just letting you know.
He's just couch surfing with strangers.
So I try to get the visa, and as a French guy, I guess the visa was super easy to get because I applied for it.
He messaged me, by the way,
And-
when he did it.
Yeah.
And you're like, I have to be in Australia, like, tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, no, 'cause I found out I had the visa. So I applied. I remember I applied in December. And you have to put like what date or range of date you want to do the visa for.
Right.
And I'm waiting. I'm getting no emails back. I'm like, what the hell? I thought it was like super quick. And I checked my emails and I actually got the visa before I got the email saying they received my application for the visa.
Oh, wow. They're
So it was pretty
handing
much
out the
instantly.
visas. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
Come here.
And
wait
so
for me.
I ended up leaving end of January.
Nice.
The day I arrived, I got an email from the sous chef at Attica saying they wanted me to come for a trail. So I did a 2-day trail there.
Did you email anyone else?
I can't remember now. I think a couple other places,
Okay.
but I had mainly my eye on Attica because it's the
Michelin
best,
star.
best restaurant. Well,
Yeah.
they
In
don't have
Australia.
Michelin over there.
Oh, they
but
don't?
No.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Sydney, not one?
There's no, the guide is not there, so there's no Michelin star. They
The
have,
guide can be there. They are in,
yeah,
like...
it can, but not yet.
I don't know
you
how the guide
soon.
really works. I'm not going to lie. I think it's... if you guys know out there, hit me up. Because I have
it's
no...
all,
It doesn't make any sense to me.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're adding places bit by bit, but not in Australia yet. There's another guide. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, a
There's-
different-
Yeah, there's like
Is
a
it
couple.
an Australian guide?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Got
But
it.
so I got an email from them. I went to trail and I really liked it. It's
Okay.
an amazing restaurant. The food is incredible.
Nice.
The chef is out of this world too. Is just
With the
like
weather
crazy
out there,
ideas.
is the kitchen outdoors?
So it's a very special.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
They have
very
that?
special.
Yeah, they have outdoor
restaurant.
kitchens
So
in
it's
other
not really an
places.
outdoor kitchen, but so the restaurant is in the suburb, like south of Melbourne itself. It's not inside the city.
Okay.
So you pass by, it doesn't look like a fancy restaurant. You know, they have a very nice nameplate and whatnot, but if you don't know, it's
Simple.
a nice, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't look like anything from outside. So the inside, the dining room is beautiful. It's all black charcoal.
Nice. Hot.
Very,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
very. They have like a room. I think they called it the smoke room. I think it was even like nicer.
I've been in one of those.
No, it wasn't like no.
I'm not talking about that.
It wasn't a smoke room per se. I think it was just the look of the walls itself. And so it's 2 different small kitchens that are separated, and then there's what they call the test kitchen, which you have to like walk through the backyard, and they have like a resting area, and they have like dry storage and whatnot. I think now it's been renovated. They have like a fermentation room.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they do some really cool stuff there. And so one of the dish at the restaurant is that you go in the backyard, and the dish changes once in a while. When I was there, it was possum sausage on a grill,
Yeah. same.
Australian style. So what they call bunning style. So it's like just a piece of white bread with some butter.
You said possum?
Possum.
Possum sausage, yeah.
Oh, okay. Possum, like the roadkill guys.
Like not the American opossum, but the Australian possum, which is like
What's the
similar.
difference?
They look
Ew,
slightly
I
different.
have to lift my feet up. We all know about me and things with tails like that.
No, these ones look cute. They're furry. They like nice and soft.
No, Nicole, don't look it up. I really don't want to see it.
I'm not gonna show it to you.
It's
I
not-
see
it's-
it.
It's not a rat. It's technically a marsupial, I think.
Okay, and is a hamster a rat? No, but they're still not my thing. Like, but anyway, I'm sorry. Go on with.
So yeah, so I guess part of the experience is outside at the restaurant, which is really out there, and it's really nice. You know.
That's beautiful.
Okay, I'm looking it up now, and that thing kind of looks a little ratty. Like
Don't show me. Don't
looks
show
squirrely,
me.
if you ask me.
Squirrels aren't that bad.
Did you look up the right thing, or did you look up the American one?
I looked up
Australian.
Australian possum versus the
yeah.
opossum. You tell me if this is right.
Well, it probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Google doesn't lie. Just kidding.
Man, those things are the
So-
Australian possum's pretty cute, but
It is.
opossums are so ugly.
No, yeah, opossums.
But you
fuck
ate
that
it.
shit. Yeah. But so it was we weren't. It was a sausage. It was half possum,
That
half
thing
pork,
definitely looks like a
Okay.
rat.
with some Tasmanian cheddar in it. It was really really good.
Tasmanian cheddar.
Yeah.
What's
Which
Tasmanian cheddar?
Was that the...
Just like
Yeah, go on.
cheddar made in Tasmania?
Yeah, pretty much. I actually I traveled around Australia and I went to Tasmania later on, and we visited with my friend. We visited a place where they make cheddar, and we got to see the cows. Really nice.
How did you guys travel around Australia?
So when I was done at Attica after the 6 months, me and my friend we bought a van.
Nice.
And just got it fitted with a queen bed and a kind of like a back kitchen area. And yeah, we just for Tasmania, we just put the car on a boat and just went there.
How are the roads there?
We just put it on a boat. You just drive it on the boat and then
It's
it
like a
goes.
ferry.
It was like
one.
a huge ferry. Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
9-hour ride
Okay.
to Tasmania, something like that. So it was overnight. We got a cabin and everything. You just leave your car and just lock it and just wait until you're done because there's not much to do. Just sleep.
So then you're in Tasmania, and
In
then
Tasmania.
what? Back to
So-
Australia?
Yeah, we did 3 weeks in Tasmania, which was amazing.
wow.
It was beautiful.
I didn't know you were there for
It
that
was
long.
gorgeous over there. We're just like
Every day.
okay, what are we gonna do today? Let's look up some good hikes. Go there, see if there's a camp around, and that's it. Just hike all day and
Yeah.
then buy some food, cook at night.
Chill. Very chill.
Chill, yeah.
And then after Tasmania, you
After
went
Tasmania, back to on the boat to Melbourne.
back. Uh-huh.
We drove from Melbourne to Sydney, and we did that in 3 days. Usually, you can do it in like I think 9 hours.
Okay, but you
We
guys
just
took
They
your
broke
time.
we
up.
had a little time because basically my friend's parents were coming to Sydney, so we had 3 days to get there before they got there, and then we stayed a week or 10 days, something like that, in Sydney. So I met his parents for the first time. Really nice people.
Nice.
Um,
They're from Rhode Island, right?
yes,
Yeah, I like Rhode Island people.
and
You are a Rhode Island person.
I am. I'm a Jersey girl, but I am a Rhode Island person.
they got us a hotel room, which
Nice.
was extremely nice of them.
Because you haven't been in one and
Yeah, we had been sleeping
No, it's
like
In a van
hostels and in
together,
the
yeah.
van, and it was really nice.
nice.
So we spent a week in Sydney with him. Unfortunately, his dad actually tripped and injured himself, which was really sad because then they were supposed to go to New Zealand and
Which
like,
I'm dying to go there.
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
so you guys were supposed to go, or they were supposed to go to New Zealand?
They were supposed to
Okay.
go.
And where was your
Uh,
next place?
So then we're just gonna keep driving up on the east coast of Australia.
Uh-huh.
So we didn't have anywhere in particular, just driving
Go.
north.
Yeah.
So it was same thing in Tasmania. We just look up a place, see what is there to do around,
Yeah.
visit, see what the nicest place to visit, the nicest hike spots, the nicest beaches, the nicest small towns. And yeah, we just did that until we got all the way up to what is it called? Cape Tribulation, which is way up north, where it's basically the jungle, crocodiles everywhere.
Did you
Whoa.
feel safe?
Don't. Oh yeah, I never had any problems. I
Were
saw a
you
bunch
afraid
of
of getting like bitten by a spider or by a snake or something?
No, but you
Not
did
really.
tell me you saw that one dangerous animal. And you were like, we
Oh,
saw
well-
this thing and we knew we had to go away from it. What was it? Some type of dragon? It was on the beach. You were on the
the
beach
beach?
somewhere and you saw this like
Oh, this no! I saw that was in Tasmania. I think we saw.
Oh, okay.
How is it called? Leopard seal.
yeah, which supposedly
Which
they're
is-
extremely like
Well,
they
they
will
have
kill you.
like teeth the size of your fingers, basically.
No.
If you have very long fingers.
Yeah, I don't. You know, like,
And they're the second apex predator in the Arctic Sea.
oh, okay.
So we were just hiking, and it was just like sleeping on the beach, and me, I was just like, "Oh man, it's a cute
we just
seal."
looked up a picture. It's smiling in the
Yeah.
picture.
Well, I was just like, man, it's a cute seal. I'm just gonna try to get close. It looks like I don't know if it's sleeping, if it's dead, or if it's
Uh-huh.
injured. And I get close, and it yawned, and I saw the teeth, and I was like, no, I'm not getting any closer. My
Yeah,
friend was
no, that's a little-
was staying back. He was like, nah, hell no, I'm not getting close at all.
He has big teeth. He looks like
Yeah.
what is that? Like a lion out of A leopard, I guess. That's
The
what he's
leopard,
called
leopard
out
seal is a big ass seal.
there.
So
And
after
do they bite people?
yeah,
I don't think there's recorded attacks on people.
Mm.
I don't know that much about them, but probably it's a wild animal, so don't get close because
I know
'Cause they're
they're wild
scared, yeah.
animals.
yeah, they'll just bite you. They get
Yeah.
scared and they'll bite you.
So after Northern Australia, where was
So,
next?
After that, we had to drive back down.
Oh wow.
Because it was a pain in the ass. Because the van was registered in Melbourne, we had
is
to
that how
sell
it works over there?
We
You
had
had
to
to
sell
sell
it
it
in
there?
Victoria because we couldn't change the license plate unless we had an address in the state we wanted to sell it in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
that's how
obviously
Australia
we
works.
weren't gonna rent a place just to get an address.
Right.
So we drove back down. We did that pretty quick, actually. Considering it's wait, you guys are American, so in miles,
It's okay. You don't have to.
it's a lot of miles. So we drove like 5 hours every day for like a week, and then we stayed in Airbnb for like 2 weeks just to sell the van. It was really quick. Took us like a week and a half to sell it.
Nice, because most people are doing the same thing.
Yeah, and it was nicely fitted. We had solar panels, we had the camping fridge, the awning.
It's perfect.
everything.
People want- yeah.
Yeah, so we sold it actually to an Australian couple who wanted a van for when they want to travel. So it worked out perfectly. And we were actually worried at first that we weren't going to sell it, but,
So what about after? I mean, did you stay in Australia or you went somewhere else?
So I hadn't seen my, at the time, girlfriend, now wife.
Wow.
For a while. So I went to New York for her birthday, which was in November. And then I came back to Melbourne and I only had something like 3 months left or 2 months left on my visa. So I didn't know if I was going to work or just, enjoy the city. I had saved some money because Attica paid pretty well.
That's nice.
And I managed it because we
They
bought...
paid well? What do you mean by
decently. Like, it
They
wasn't...
paid well.
that? I'm like, wait, what? Nobody's
I
ever
think-
said a restaurant pays well.
Also, well, the thing is, in Australia, I think the cost of life is much more balanced. From
Okay.
my, traveling perspective.
For what
and-
you wanted.
Yeah. Also, we got a cheap, with my friend, we got a cheap studio for 5 months. Cost us barely anything.
Nice.
I had a decent pay. I think in terms of hours and the...
Yo, you did had balance, right? You worked like
Yeah.
4 days and had 3
It
days
was
off.
really nice. So yeah, you had 3
Which
days
is
off a week.
nice.
So like, if you managed it, if you were lucky, you could get a 4-day weekend.
Nice.
So that was a nice life over there, to be honest. But so I ended up not working for the last remaining 2 or 3 months of my visa.
But your brother came.
My brother came for
Yeah.
a month. I found like a cheap...
Shout out to
a cheap-
Victor.
Shout out to Victor.
Shout out to Victor.
I found like a cheap room in like a house in like not in Melbourne itself because Melbourne itself is way too expensive for me.
Oh,
so
is it? Okay.
Yeah, so I lived more south, and it was not far actually from where I used to live when I worked at Attica at the time. But it was funny because it was it was filled with British people.
British?
Yeah, some of them knew
British?
each other. It was like
British.
7 other people in this house, which was overcrowded, but it was
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
a
of fun.
lot.
It-
Yeah, but during
like a
that
frat
time,
house
you're
right
like,
there.
yeah. But it was like some of them knew each other, some of them had met there, and everyone was super
So it was
friendly.
like a community.
Yeah,
That's
it was
cute.
it was really fun. They ended up being very happy that I was a cook because then
You cooked.
cooked. For
I
everybody?
ended up like barbecuing every once in a while. We did like a Christmas barbecue.
Oh,
and
that's nice.
it was really. I just cooked everything for it. Was like simple stuff, but it was they were just like, oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably like, oh, I miss my mom. Like somebody cooking them a hot meal. Yeah, it's nice.
But I had a lot of fun with these guys and girls. And we ended up going out, and we're British, so I mean, we got wasted all the time,
They
Oh,
like
God, I
they
can
like to
only
party.
imagine.
I don't think I could keep up.
That place was terrible, though. The worst thing happened to me there.
The Australians love to drink. I mean,
Australia's it was
Right, but
bars,
I didn't
bars
know
and
that
coffee
about
shops
Australia.
everywhere.
Well, I like Australian coffee shops. I'm not gonna lie. The vibe is
Melbourne is the coffee city of Australia.
Isn't it the coffee city like of the world?
Oh yeah.
I
mean,
I don't know if that's like an accurate thing, but fans let me know.
There's like 3 Starbucks over there because there's so many other coffee shops that.
I'm surprised
Starbucks
there are
can't-
any
Yeah,
Starbucks
really?
over there.
Yeah.
Well, are
they
you though?
can't. Yeah.
Are
no,
you
no one
surprised?
go. Only tourists go there.
Right.
And
Starbucks
every
is the
street
new
has, like,
McDonald's.
two
They're like, I'm
coffee
looking
shops.
for Wi-Fi, and they go
Yeah.
to Starbucks.
Charger. I need a bathroom. I need a bathroom.
I mean, when I was in Thailand one day, I went to
No.
McDonald's.
Oh, okay, that's normal. That's fine.
Did we do that?
No, we never did that.
It was pouring down raining, and I just needed Wi-Fi so bad, and it was just like, well, if I'm gonna stop and go anywhere, like I ended up, I was in Bangkok, and the king had just died, and everyone's wearing black and
Oh, yeah,
mourning,
you told me.
and
You
I'm
had to
just
figure
like,
it out.
oh my god, what am I gonna do? We couldn't find our way, and we ended up in McDonald's. And that was the day. As soon as we got to McDonald's, as soon as I got Wi-Fi on my phone, it was like ding, ding, ding. Donald Trump's our president. Ding, ding, ding. And I was like, great. I'm in fucking Thailand. Worst
The
day
king
ever.
died. I have a new awful
the
king.
king died, and now we have done. It was just like, wow. If there's ever, so that's why I didn't like Bangkok. But it was just funny that's. I don't know why I went off
You
on
went
that
to
tangent.
McDonald's,
but
but-
yeah, that's tourists go where they know that
Yeah.
they're comfortable.
Familiar.
I'm
So-
not familiar with comfortable with McDonald's, but
Yeah.
like,
So after Australia, what happened?
After Australia, so my brother came over for a month, and then we left and we went to Thailand when we
You
met
met
you.
me.
And then
Q was like, I'm going to Thailand. And I was like, I'll meet you. And he's like, really? And then that was it. Like,
It's like,
that
okay.
was, it was so quick. I sent him my flight and he's like, I'll be there at that time too.
how long did you stay? 2 weeks.
Oh, we stayed I stayed
Yeah.
2 full weeks because I gave myself time. Cause
And Lana came with you.
She came for 6
Yeah, 6 days?
6
6 or 7 days.
Yeah, maybe less.
Well, it felt like
with
less.
us, with us
Yeah.
it was less because we had to like rush the first like beginning. And then afterwards we were like,
We got
so
time.
where do you want to go for 2 days?
I
Where do you
don't
want
know.
to go
Let's,
for
let's
like
figure it out as we go.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
literally booked places where we're like, okay,
The
we're
day
never
before, it's
coming
like-
back
yeah.
here. Like we went to Krabi.
Wait, so can you guys talk? You can finish about where you're going, but I want to hear about the boat story where you guys got on the boat.
No, it's not even just the boat.
Which one?
No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the story. You're gonna catch on. So me and Q and his brother wanted to go to Koh Lanta, and we were in Krabi.
Oh,
This
my
was the
God.
worst. This was the worst. So we're like, you know what? There's so many tourist shacks. Let's just go up to one and just get a ferry there tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Q's like, okay. So we go up to them. They go, we're going to pick you up at your hotel. I'm like, how do you know where our hotel is? Because we told them just the street. So it was a random guy that pointed at us and go, come with me. And we go into this little tuk-tuk with another 2 ladies
Yeah.
that have 4 suitcases. This is so bad. This is like a really bad story. And I was just like, are we going the right way? Like,
We'll pick up some other
and I
people on
kept
the way
telling
too.
you,
Going.
I kept telling you, we're going to another island. Why are we on a tuk-tuk? Like, there's no way this tuk-tuk is going to take us. We picked up 2 other, like, linebackers from,
Yeah.
like, Colorado.
All in one tuk-tuk?
All in one tuk-tuk.
Yeah, everyone's just
Really?
like
They got each other's
clutch
laps?
against.
And
Yeah.
everyone was questioning it too. Like everyone was like, "This is not like how." And
like,
then
it's-
we ended up at a ferry. Okay, this is my favorite part. We ended up at a ferry, and I'm like, "Okay, we're here. Like we're getting out." No, we were picking up somebody from the ferry to get into the front seat of the tuk-tuk, and even he was confused. Like,
Yeah.
wait, what? Like, how am I supposed to end up here? And then we went to a random alleyway. And they're like,
like, okay,
the
get
van
out."
is coming soon. Van? Why are we taking a van? Is there a bridge? And I kept looking at the map. I'm like, there's no bridge. Like, and no one's responding to you. They just keep
Yeah,
saying,
just-
come with us now. Come with us now. And we're with a group of like 15 people now at this point. There was a woman with her kid and a husband. So we end up in this van. And I'm all the way in the back with all the suitcases hovering over me. And there was an older woman next to me. And she sees a suitcase falling on her head and freaks
It wasn't
out.
even that. It was just like
She's like, I'm not going to be
they were
back
just
here.
like
with-"
stacking it next
yeah,
to her.
she's like, I'm not going to be back here, blah, blah, blah. So his brother was like, I'm going to go sit back with Dahlia. So we go sit next to, so he's sitting next to me and we start driving. And I'm like, where are we going?
You forgot to mention that then the fucking lady was sitting next to me.
Oh yeah, the lady was sitting
That
next to
bitch
him.
was
It was a
crazy.
fight. There was a fight. And I never saw tension in Thailand. You've never, there
No.
is no tension
Yeah.
there. Like
Everyone's
it's,
nice.
They all seem
Everyone's-
chill over there.
So it was a very like heated. It was the first time I saw a heated conversation
Yeah.
in probably 3 weeks. Like I was just like,
She
this
was a
is,
straight up Karen.
Yeah.
That woman was a straight up Karen.
and I was like, I looked up at Q and I see one of the linebackers looking back at me, and I was like, I need to breathe. I couldn't see outside my windows because the curtains were up. And there was no AC.
Was like
it was
not
only
going
in the
all
front.
the way to the back because it was so big.
And I was like 7 rows back, and I'm like, I can't breathe. And like, you saw my face. Here's a picture of me. I have a picture where I'm just like dying, and his brother looks like he's dying too. And I'm just like, what? We look outside the window because we stopped moving for like 10 minutes. We were so worried about the AC. We're on a boat. We're on a boat at this point.
Wait, so they drove the
Mm-hmm. They drove the ferry onto the boat. They didn't tell us we're on a ferry.
They drove the bus onto a boat.
Yeah.
And nobody told us.
Nobody told us. We were just, and I would go, wow. And guess what? They
sitting
dropped
in the sun for
it was like a 2-hour trip. In total, it was like a 4-hour trip. They dropped us off, mind you, right at our hotel, and we're dropping up everyone at their own hotel. So at the end of the day, we went from hotel to hotel. But no one told us that we were going to be on a ferry in a car where it was like so hot. Yeah, look at us. Like, we're going. He had no shirt on. Like, it was.
You're like
dying in there.
Dying. Yeah, so we enjoyed Thailand.
You opened the window and the guy was like, no, close the window, close the window. There's the AC. He was like, no, dude, there's no AC back
You're like, it's not working.
Yeah, so we enjoyed Thailand a lot.
Wait, but you told me that then you guys got on a boat, right? You went to go ride these boats before.
Oh, the kayaking
and somebody's
one?
kayak.
No, that was so bad. So
that's the story I wanted.
No, we went.
Oh, yeah.
So we went on.
That was.
I'm dumb. I just saw a random shack again, and I was like, "Oh, you guys do kayaking." It was for the hotel. Yeah, and there was a hotel, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll take you cave diving or cave kayaking."
No, so yeah, we wanted to do cave kayaking, and
which
so
is
we're like,
all over the internet. It's like everyone wants
yeah.
to do it,
Can
so
we
we're
do
like, we gotta do it.
Blah, blah. The guy goes, yeah, we'll take you. The next day or
we show up to
afternoon,
a swamp,
and the guy bring us to this boat that looked like it was gonna explode in the next 2 hours.
Yeah, no, it was a swamp.
Wait, and it brought you to a swamp, not even beautiful blue water. It was
It was like if you fall in the water, if it's gonna be some piranha or something.
Which I kept saying, me and his brother, I don't know why we partnered up because it was not a good partnership because we kept yelling at each other. I was like, Victor! And he's like,
they couldn't go straight.
We couldn't go straight. We couldn't go. And I was like, I feel waters in here. Stop getting water. And he wanted to tilt just to have fun with me. Mind you, we fall into the water and I'm screaming and I'm like, ah! And like,
I'm with the guide and he's doing all the pushing.
And this one, he's just
chilling, drinking your pina colada.
Q's lighting up a joint, like ready to go, and like me and his brother in the water, and I'm just like, no. And it happened twice, and then the guy was like, oh,
there's a hole
he
in
lifted up the kayak. There's a crack right in the middle. I'm like,
he had to empty the water from the kayak twice. We stopped for a good 10 minutes each time, emptying the water from inside the kayak.
But we did see monkeys, like a swarm of monkeys.
Was it Monkey Island?
No. I actually went to Monkey Island
the second time. So Q went again, by the way, to Thailand.
But when I was in Thailand, I wasn't allowed to go on Monkey Island because it was mating season, and they said that if you go onto Monkey Island during mating season, you will be attacked by the monkeys because they're very territorial, or they might try to mate with you.
But I did want to say though, so it was the second time I went to Thailand with Q, and there wasn't one bad meal we had.
Oh yeah, we ate so well.
We didn't.
We found all the good spots.
Yeah, we did not have a bad meal, and I think that was like, I would go back just to have not bad meals.
Yeah, because we wouldn't go to the crappy touristy stuff.
No, and we were
just small shacks and
spent like $10 a day, like each.
Oh yeah.
We didn't. It was nice.
We got the cheapest hotels, but it was still like paradise.
So then after I left Thailand, you went to Malaysia.
I think I went to Malaysia first, where I met with a friend from school.
Again, the kid that said he has no friends. He's telling me that he traveled the world with his friends. I'm just saying.
So my friend is from Malaysia. Tim.
Shout out to Tim.
Shout out to Tim.
Yeah.
And I messaged him. I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be traveling through Asia," and he was back in Malaysia at the time, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, you can come over. I'll show you around, and we'll drive around." And so I stayed. We stayed 10 days. So we stayed at his house with his parents.
Yeah,
amazing people, so friendly, so hospitable. And yeah, that was a food tour. He just took us around and just brought us to all the best spots to eat all amazing Malaysian food.
I would love
And-
to go to Malaysia.
it
Well,
was-
actually, but
So
I don't
Malaysian food has my favorite kind of cuisine, which is Peranakan, and it's so good.
why is it your favorite kind of cuisine?
Because I've had all different kinds of Asian cuisine, but that was like one of my favorites. Was a different kind of Malaysian, which is like very stewy but like spice. Oh, it was so good.
We ate street food. We ate in nice restaurants. He took me to a restaurant that he worked at. We had like a small tasting menu that was amazing, and it was just like so many different things. There's so many things we ate. I don't even remember everything. I probably have pictures of everything.
Yeah, you're good at taking
And
pictures.
it was just like,
He's good at taking pictures.
well, not according to my wife. Apparently, I'm terrible. Now I got the iPhone 10. Now apparently it doesn't take good pictures anymore.
No, it's the 11 now, bro.
yeah.
It's the 11 now.
Yeah, and next week it'll be the 15, so don't worry.
But go on.
And,
So Malaysia.
Yeah, we just drove around and ate and drank. My friend Tim didn't drink too much. He doesn't like to drink too much, so he didn't drink that much.
I
but
didn't drink that much either.
Victor and I were
Yeah,
just
you guys drink. Yep, they're
drank
drinkers.
a lot of times. Probably too much.
They
Definitely
probably
too
had
much a
3
couple
Well,
months.
times.
it's hard when you're traveling and you're jet lagged, but at this point you were
Well,
probably
yeah, we're not jet lagged.
You weren't jet lagged
because
anymore.
I think it was like
For you, Dolly, it makes
Oh, I was
sense.
fucked up.
When you're
The
when you're jet
timeline
lagged,
was just not
one
good for
drink
me.
counts for 3.
Yeah.
Well, also I'm used to traveling, so it's like the jet lag. Also, I never.
Also,
I don't
Q
really
doesn't
sleep.
sleep. Yeah, he
so
doesn't sleep.
it's like
so it's easy.
I'm always tired anyway, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Uh-huh.
And I just get over the jet lag easily now. I've always tried to get those techniques to like not get jet lag. My whole family makes fun of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I won't sleep the night before so I can sleep on the plane. Turns out I never sleep on the plane. Way too much noise.
Him and his brother would wake up at like 4 a.m. just to watch the soccer game. So like they
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
sleep. Like this is just their
gotta
vibe.
keep
You're on
up.
vacation. So Malaysia, you were only there for a little bit, and then you went
For
back
10
to
days.
Thailand.
So no, first we went to the Philippines.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Because when I was in Melbourne, like at the end, I talked to this guy and he's like, "Oh yeah, I was supposed to be in the Philippines right now, scuba diving and
I heard it's so beautiful to scuba dive in
swimming
the
with."
Philippines.
Yeah, it was really nice. We got unlucky, sadly, but so he was like, "Yeah, I was supposed to be with my girlfriend, but she woke up with me." It was a terrible story. He was supposed to be swimming with whale sharks, and I'm like,
I want to do
I
that.
didn't know
wanna
that was possible.
So did you swim with whale sharks?
So that was the plan, but that didn't happen. We were only there for like 4 days. So we landed, took another small plane, and then it was like a 3-hour ride from the airport through the jungle
Oh god. So you have
at
to
night.
travel. A
Yeah,
lot.
so we arrived at like midnight at it was like a scuba resort. It was a tiny thing. It wasn't anything fancy, but just you wake up, you scuba dive, you
Yeah, you
eat
come
lunch,
back,
you
you
scuba
sleep.
dive,
Yeah.
and that's it. So we arrived late at night, which by the way was the most amazing night sky I've ever seen.
Oh wow.
I've showed you the picture, I think.
No, in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Well, I
oh,
mean, there's no light.
What
It
part
was
of the
nothing.
what part of the Philippines were you
so
at?
it was, I forgot the name of the island, but it was the poorest island in the
Okay.
Philippines. And
And Q went to go and scuba dive.
because basically there.
Waste his French ass money there. Oh wow.
So I took
Wow.
Oh, wow.
that was with my GoPro. I did like a long exposure for like a minute, and it was just like, that doesn't even do it justice.
yeah, no, I'm
It
sure.
was incredible, and it was just like we just arrived, and we grab a beer in the fridge, and we just sit on the balcony and just looked at the stars, and that was light there. It was a decent amount of light, but it
Yeah.
was just like
Amazing.
everywhere else has no light, so it's just like the sky was just incredible, no clouds, nothing. So the plan was to, you can't actually scuba dive with the whale sharks. It's
Okay.
forbidden because it can be dangerous. You don't realize.
So what was the friend saying to you then?
So he meant swimming because you can just swim with him. Basically, so we scuba dive.
well, isn't that more dangerous?
Yeah, what's
No,
the
whale sharks just eat planktons.
Oh, yeah, same.
Even sharks in general, whatever.
I know.
I've
I swam
dived-
with a
I've-
shark before.
I dove with sharks and I never had any problems.
Yeah.
I never got it.
Yeah, but all it takes is one problem, Q, and then it's all over.
I
Problems
got
don't
99
happen.
problems, but a shark ain't one.
Yeah, definitely not. Sure, I'll get all freaked out if I see a great white, but I haven't not yet seen a great white in.
God, could
Yeah.
you imagine how big those things are
Oh
next
my
to you?
goodness. Yeah, no.
They
Don't-
come in here.
Oh, they're already here.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I know, but I heard they're like up in New England now, and I'm like, what? What? There used to be no sharks there.
Yeah.
But anyway,
the
go
plan
on.
was to dive the first day. So we did 2 or 3 dives, I think. We got unlucky. This water was really troubled.
Did you go
the
during
visibility was
Is it hurricanes there?
No, it was just we got unlucky. It was
Is it
raining the
tsunamis
day
there?
before, and then the water got all troubled. And
Yeah.
it's just like it was still beautiful. We still saw a lot of stuff, but it's just you couldn't see far. And also a lot of like jellyfish strands that got caught in our masks and in our wrists.
Oh
and
no, I don't like
got
jellyfish.
stung,
Not about it.
So we cut short those dives. But then the next day, the plan with the whale sharks was basically you wake up early,
Yeah.
you go on a boat, they bring you somewhere where like that's where the whale sharks are for the most, like where you find the most of them, and you pick up a few spotters, which they're in there's these tiny like bamboo boats, and they have goggles and a scuba.
Are they fishing too at the same time?
No, they're just here to spot
So
the whale sharks. So they put their head in the water, and if they see one, they raise something, and you're on the bigger boat, and you go towards that spot, and then you just jump in the water and you swim with a whale shark.
I'd be.
So sadly,
You go
That's
swim with them.
scary that you
You
jump in the water when you see one. Like, wouldn't that frighten
no,
them?
because these even the only dangerous part is that they could just bump into you. They open their mouth. I don't even think they have teeth.
Oh, so they're the ones that like suck in the water just for the plankton.
They just swim by, eat plankton, and that's it. They're probably just as scared as they're probably more scared of you than you're of them. Which, to be honest, I wasn't scared at all. But
I love swimming and fish and sharks. I think I'd be fine with it, but I just don't really know a lot about it because I've never been snorkeling. No, I've never been scuba diving.
I freaking love scuba diving. It's like
If you weren't a chef, would you be a scuba diver?
That was always my escape plan. If like it didn't work in the kitchen for me, I always said I'll just go live on an island, open a scuba shop, and just like fish and take people on dives. That would be like my escape plan.
That would be an amazing escape plan. Yeah, it's not too late. You can start now.
No,
But,
Amanda doesn't want to scuba dive.
So after the Philippines, you went to Japan,
Philippines, we went to Japan.
which is where the food is.
I gained so much weight in Japan.
Did you?
Really?
I didn't expect that. How long were you there for?
12 days.
Oh,
Is
wow.
it because you wanted to eat everything you saw, or because
Everything's
the
so
food was
light.
bad for
Everything
you?
was so good, I just wanted to eat more.
You
of it.
couldn't stop. Yeah.
Wow. How much do you think you gained in Japan? You're the first person I
I
know
don't
that
know.
gained weight.
If I look
in
at the
Japan.
picture, I think I'm a little chunkier the second time I went to Thailand.
Because you were on like a long ass vacation.
Yeah, there were no rules, and you weren't exactly like.
There are never rules with me.
Yeah.
I just eat whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, he's been like that.
So Japan, what was the best thing you ate in Japan?
The best thing? Well, I went to this in Tokyo. I went to this like Japanese, I want to say steakhouse, but it's not really a steakhouse. It's just a meat restaurant.
Okay.
But my friend Sam, who I traveled in Australia with, told me about because he had been to Japan a few months before. Or I forgot, maybe a year before he traveled there. So he told me about this spot, and it was literally our last day in Tokyo. And we went there, and we asked if they had a spot for us. And they're like, oh, you can, it was like 7:30 p.m., something like that. And they're like, oh, maybe come back later around 9:30. So we're like, okay, whatever. We'll just walk around, maybe find some street food and whatever. So we come back, and we basically, the menu was in Japanese. So
you had no idea. You
I
just
had,
wanted.
and we just asked for like, what was it, 250 grams each of, it wasn't Kobe beef. It was, what was the name? Oh, I can't remember the name now.
It wasn't the Wagyu Kobe.
It was basically a step above Kobe beef. So basically they bring you a piece of meat at the table, weigh it in front of you. Turns out it was more than what we ordered, and that meat was very expensive. And I was like, fuck, like that's gonna be so much more expensive now. But I was like, okay, you know what, fuck it, I'm not gonna ask them to like
Yeah, you're not gonna ask
recut the
that.
meat and waste
Right.
it, you know.
And waste it.
So it's served very simply. You have like a little bit of green beans, a little bit of carrots, a little bit of mushroom, some garlic chips, and the meat, and that's it.
Oh my god, I'm hungry
Any
now.
sauce?
I'm so hungry.
There was no sauce, nothing, and
I
you
didn't
can
need it.
you can nearly
Because of the
you can have,
marbling
like,
of the
you-
beef.
Yeah,
It's,
Yeah,
you can
I
have a
didn't-
spoon and you could cut through the meat,
Wow.
and it was just like
Wow.
it was mouthgasm everybody. It was just like, so me and Victor were really big meat eater.
Yeah, Victor's bad.
We can eat like a ribeye every day and be fine. You know?
Mind you, the only place we went to twice in Thailand was this Belgium place that we fried our beef.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the one
beef
place we
fondue,
went
yeah,
to a
yeah.
lot. We went there like 3 times, and I was there
Yeah.
for 2 weeks.
Is it this one? The Miyazaki Gui?
Exactly.
That's
yes.
it?
Wow.
How do you say that?
I don't know.
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki. Oh
I
my
think so.
god. Look
Let
at
me
that.
see it. That's crazy.
And like
Wow.
even when it's cooked, you still see the marbling, and it was just like I remember taking that first bite at the same time with Victor, and we just like looked at each other and just like
Wow.
put the silverware down and just like, holy shit,
Wow.
this is a different level.
Oh, that's nice.
And that was just like the best meat I've ever had. Just like, and then I remember my friend told me, he was like, when you're done, ask them to go to have a steak sandwich. And I was
Oh,
"A
the
steak
like with the
sandwich?"
white bread and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, I always wanted to have one of those.
And I was like, all right. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to eat it because it was a lot of meat. Also, by the way, the extra meat that was in the piece, they didn't charge us.
Oh,
That's
that's
the Japanese
nice.
way. It's not. We didn't order that amount of meat, so they only charge us for what we ordered, which is really nice.
Wow.
Also in Japan, don't tip.
So
Disrespectful.
you were chilling.
Disrespectful.
It's disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
Why
to
is
tip.
it disrespectful?
Because it's expected from the people you buy food from
Yeah.
to do the job perfectly every time.
Wow.
So no incentive to do better because they should just
Yeah.
be perfect all
Yeah,
the time.
Exactly. We actually tipped one time, and we had to like push it. It was like a tiny. It was a weird place.
Were you annoyed that you had to push it?
No, I felt
What do you mean you had to
awkward
push
because
it?
I knew
Like he
Oh,
wanted
you had to,
give
like,
it to
push.
I
them.
had to like tell the woman, please.
Like,
I
accept
know
this.
this is not your culture, but it is ours,
Oh, that's nice
and
that you
I
said
really
that.
want to thank you for that good meal that we just had.
Yeah.
Because it was a weird place. It was in Tokyo too. We're just like walking around, trying to get lunch.
And that's just like a hole in the wall sort of place.
Not even. It was like a house that the woman she had downstairs. She had like a booth.
I feel like those are the best places.
She had like a gas burner and her fridge, and that's it. And you barely had any space to like walk around the booth to like sit down. It was 2 old Japanese guys in there.
Mm-hmm.
We just walked in, sliding door, and just asked if it was actually a restaurant. And she was like, "Oh yeah, come in." And we're like, she was like, "Oh, I don't have a menu or anything." And I was like, "Oh, they spoke English decently well."
That's good.
And she was like, "We're
Yeah,
like,
that-
"Can-
that's good."
just serve us." You know, I was like, "Just serve us whatever food that you want." And we ate. We had raw horse meat.
How was that?
Like
Who
a
was
tart,
just
really
like
talking
a
good.
to?
tartar about.
Like just sliced. She pulled it out of the freezer, sliced it thin, and she was like, "Just wait a little bit, and then you put it in the salad leaf, and you dip it in this sauce. I forgot what the sauce was, but it was something like just horseradish and soy sauce maybe, and you just eat it like that.
It's
And it
good.
was really good. It melted in your mouth. It was marbled like a piece of wagyu.
Their
and-
horses are different than our horses.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they're not bred for racing, right? They're
Yeah, I'm
living-
assuming these are bred for feeding.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Oh, what was one thing that you didn't want to try, but you tried it anyway, and you actually enjoyed it? Because, like, I know there's
There's-
weird things that
There's
go on.
nothing I don't want to try.
There's nothing.
No.
Isn't there a restaurant though that's based just on like the what's the mayo that they have in Japan?
The Q pie.
Yeah,
Cu-
don't.
Cutie
Isn't
mayo?
there a restaurant that's just based on that?
Is there at a?
Yeah, like it's
I
Andrew
really
Zimmerman
like
went
mayonnaise,
there.
so I would be interested in that. But
It's like a Jello, like that's dessert. Is like a
A mayo jello?
well, QB mayonnaise is like pretty vinegary, so
Yeah, it's
may-
pretty
I
umami,
could
it's
see.
intense.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm sure you can make. anything.
So after Japan, you came back here.
No, I went back to Thailand.
Oh, you went back to Thailand.
Yeah, where my cousin and her best friend actually met us there.
See,
so actually, the plan was to
I
only
told you
stay-
guys this is going to be like an hour long of Q talking about how many places he's gone to,
Yeah.
and this is less than 5 years.
This is
This is a
that
year,
was
by the way.
2019, I think.
Really?
I
Wow.
think so.
All right, we're only in 2021.
And
2020, there was no traveling for Q.
Nope.
That was he already did it for a
He
lifetime.
was like, all right, I'll take a break.
yeah, I gotta settle down a little bit. And,
Which he did.
Yeah.
Settled down.
But yeah, Thailand again. My cousin, actually, I fucked up the flights. It seems to be something I do quite often, is mess up my flights. You'd think that after booking so many flights,
You would know.
I'd be good. But no, I'm terrible at it. So she told me she was leaving something like, let's say, the 20th. And I'm like, okay, so I booked my return flight with Victor for the 20th. And then I forgot that, it takes like 17 hours to go from France to
Yeah,
Thailand.
it takes 24 hours, so
Yeah.
you're going to be... I
So
did the
it's like,
same.
yeah, with
You
time
lose a whole
difference,
day.
like, yeah. So we ended up spending 2 more days in Japan,
Okay.
which, not a bad thing.
No, not a bad thing.
And that steak sandwich I took with me on the plane.
Oh wow!
I ate it on the plane, and it was amazing, even the day after.
Did you try the egg salad sandwich that they have there?
At 7-Eleven.
Oh, is it good? Did you
The
try
food
it?
in Japan, the food at 7-Eleven is amazing. You'd get your
Ooh.
breakfast
I
there.
like
It was
that.
like amazing
Wow.
pastries, like wrapped up in 7-Eleven wrapper, and you like...
Was it cheap or no?
Yeah.
Was Japan
cheap.
food cheap?
In general, no. Japan was
No.
probably the more expensive country I've visited
You
in
went
Asia.
to the poorest island
You
in
know.
the Philippines, and you went
Yeah.
to Thailand. I don't think.
Yeah, Japan, you probably... This is where
Japan,
you
yeah,
probably spent
we
more
spent
money in
too much
Japan
money.
than you did your entire
Yeah.
time
Combination.
in Thailand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Especially
So,
we visited so many places.
you went back to Thailand, and
back
then,
to Thailand for 2 weeks or 10 days, something like that.
and then where to after that?
And then back to France. Yeah.
And then ended up
This
here.
is like the COVID nightmare of people like you. Just
Yeah.
spreading
It's
their
like,
germs
fuck you.
all over the... But
Well, it was
it's-
way
No,
before.
it was
before.
before.
No, I know
Yeah.
it was before, but it's just fascinating to think like that right now that wasn't an option. Like even
Yeah.
though everybody wants to be doing it, I'm sure there are
Everyone, yeah.
people who are doing it, but it's just crazy. So then you're back in France.
Back in France, and the plan was to come back here. So the thing is, to come back here, I was trying to get a visa, a J1 visa, to work with Andrea. And the thing is, to get the J1 visa, you need either 5 years of experience or you need a bachelor degree.
But you do have 5 years of experience.
I think I would, yeah. So the thing is,
You traveled too much that they
no,
couldn't.
the American experience I have does not count because obviously,
No.
so the J1 is for you to experience work in the U.S. So if some of your
Party
experience,
in the USA. Sorry, I had to.
so if you've already experienced work in the U.S., then it won't count towards those
Oh, I
5
didn't
years.
know that. I'm gonna start getting ready for our next segment. But go on with your how you had to do the visa. And
So
everything.
then, also my bachelor is American, so they didn't count for the J1 visa.
Oh,
Yeah. So then
know why
I
this
was.
because they were like, you were already there. Why do you
Yeah,
need to go
why
back
do you
for-
need to?
Yeah, the bachelor has to be from somewhere else in the U.S. Same with the experience.
Oh,
bro.
it's in your... Oh, that's something
What is
else.
this?
What
What is this,
this?
com-
No,
kombucha?
Q. Just go. So now Q is an official U.S. citizen.
No, not
He
even
was.
close. No, so I ended up cheating the
why.
system.
Oh, cheating.
Thanks to my father, I got really good lawyers.
Oh, nice.
And they told me, okay, to be able to come to the US, here are your options. And I picked the option to come visit.
Yeah.
Also at the time. Oh, no, actually, never mind. I lied earlier. I didn't go back to France.
No, you came here, no?
I came here
Yeah.
because we had, with Amanda, we had a friend's wedding. So that was in March or April. Maybe May? April or May. Something like that.
Sometime.
It's just a whole blur. So I went to San Fran.
Oh, that's fun. See, again, another place. Shocker.
Amanda met us, well, just me, because Victor went back to France. I went to San Fran.
Uh-huh.
Amanda met me there.
And then you stayed here?
And then we went to Napa for the wedding.
Nice. I never.
So
been
we
there.
spent
Have you
like
been there?
I've been in
5 or
Napa.
6 days.
I really enjoyed my time in Napa. I hope
Yeah,
to
it
go
was-
back to enjoy it and not to work.
No, okay.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it looks
It was
beautiful.
really beautiful. I stayed
Yeah.
at this crazy. That was one of the craziest houses. I mean, I've been a lot of places for work, but this house, it was the craziest
Was it
house
in a
I've
vineyard?
ever. It was a vineyard, and
Oh,
they
nice.
actually.
Castle.
It was a castle.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, it was the owner's. The house used to be owned by Robert Mondavi, which I don't know if you guys know who that is, but he's just like a mass producer of wine.
Okay.
And so I don't know the story, but somebody bought this house and it had this huge pool inside, like bigger than any pool.
Inside.
Bigger than any pool I've ever seen outside of someone's house was inside of
That's
someone's
crazy.
house.
That's insane.
Nice
And
life.
I'm not going to go into more detail. It was a crazy experience. That can be for another story. But yeah, Napa was beautiful. And you think you're just driving and everything looks normal. And then you go to one of these houses and you're like, wow, this is what they're hiding in the hills around here? Like, this is crazy.
But so you enjoyed Napa?
Yeah, it was
good?
really nice.
Yeah. Was the wedding at the food at the wedding good?
Yeah, everything was good.
Just
The
wondering.
wedding was beautiful, and
I always want to ask that because that's a big question
It
for
is.
me.
it was it was my first wedding that we attended with together with Amanda,
Oh, nice.
and we had a lot of fun.
Oh.
I brought the suits that I had tailored in Thailand.
Oh yeah, I remember that was such a big thing. He had to go get it before he went to the airport.
Oh yeah, because
you were gonna
guess
miss
what?
the-
I messed up the flight that I was supposed to take. I thought it was the next day. No, it was the day. So I'm eating dinner with my cousin, her friend, and my brother, and then I look at my phone and I'm like, "What do you mean the flight leaves in 4.5 hours?" So I had to go back where we were staying at, pack my shit. I called the guy because I was supposed to pick up the suits. It was 2 suits. I was to
Oh my
pick him
God.
up the next day before going.
To
I
San
had I was
Francisco.
supposed to go to the elephant sanctuary the next day too,
Oh.
so I missed that. I called the guy and I'm
I
like,
love that.
yeah, well, yeah, I didn't get. Man, next time.
You did a lot of other things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll do it
next
again.
time.
You did so many things.
That was
So,
so special.
I called the guy and I'm like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm leaving now. Is there any way you can give me the one suit that's finished? And he's like, okay, when you get a cab, call me back, hand your phone to the cab, and I'll talk to him and we'll meet you on the way to the airport. So I got a cab. I told the guy, wait for me outside. I'm packing my suitcase. I'm back in 5 minutes. Pack the suitcase. I'm telling the guy my flight leaves in an hour and a half now. So you have to fucking, I don't know. It's like a half
And
half
I'm at an
hour
airport
drive.
like 3 hours before. Like I'd rather hang out at Pizza Hut at the airport.
Yeah, I do the same thing
Then
usually,
rush.
but not that
But
time.
yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I don't know how fast you drive, but you got to drive faster than that.
Oh.
And the guy fucking bolted it twice the speed limit. We met with the employee for my suit on the way at like a roundabout. The guy was in a scooter waiting with my suit.
Oh my god,
God.
you like dropped.
I saw him. I was like, oh my god, man, you're a fucking savior. I grabbed the suit, bolted to the airport, made it for my flight. Turns out it was late, so in the end, I wasn't late at all.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
I made it to San Fran in time.
All right.
And so then Napa, and then back to New York with Amanda.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, proposed.
proposed.
Yes, I do remember this.
Wait, where'd you buy the ring? In
Uh,
which country?
Wait, that was it?
No, you
no,
went back
no.
to France.
I
and
went
then
back
came
to France in between.
Yeah, and then you
Came back in the summer.
We need a
And-
I mean,
timeline.
I'm lost. I'm still in Japan,
Yeah.
I think, but
Yeah.
So after
exactly.
Japan, back to Thailand. After Thailand,
Yeah,
San Fran, New York. Spent some times with Amanda there, and then back to France
and then back here.
during the summer, and then
so you bought the ring in France.
no, actually, I bought it here in New York.
Oh.
So the ring Amanda really wanted. I contacted the jeweler, and I got one made exactly like she wanted. And then I told Amanda, so I'm actually going back to France this day, blah, blah, blah. So she's like, okay. And she was working that day, so
Yeah.
she couldn't take me to the airport. And I actually,
Because
what I
there
did,
was no airport to
there
go
was no
to.
airport. I ended up going to Dahlia's.
My place.
Oh, so I got
I slept on the couch, freaking out all night
That's
of
the
what I
only
was
thing
about
I
to do
had
the
to
next day.
offer.
And with Amanda's best friends, I planned for them to take her to one of her favorite spots close to where she used to live with her parents. and I surprised her there. It was a nightmare because I had to stay up all night. Not a nightmare, obviously it was beautiful. I loved it, but
he
it was
actually
scary as hell.
did like a huge plan where he texted her when he landed.
Texted her at 5 in the morning saying, "Oh, I just landed, babe. I hope everything is okay." Blah blah blah.
He had to turn off his location.
Yeah,
right?
Was she tracking you?
No. Well, we've been sharing our location forever, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on. It's not working, so I'm just gonna turn it off." Blah blah blah. It turned out it wasn't working the whole time. She told me, so it didn't matter in the end. But I ended up just surprising her there, and she said yes.
Aww. So then you went back to France and then came back.
Back to France. I worked in the bistro you were talking about.
Oh, that you were family friends with.
Yeah. Well, not really. It's just like
Go
my
there
dad
a lot.
lived in that area for the past 20 years, so we went there a lot of times, and we knew them.
What's their best dish there?
It's a typical like chic bistro, so it was good food, but it was just nothing crazy, just like simple stuff, but just well made,
Yeah.
So I worked there for like a month and a half just to like kill time, and then I decided to cheat the system to come back to the US, and rather than requesting a K1 visa, when I came back here, basically I'm allowed to stay in the US for 90 days before I have to leave. So I arrive at the airport.
Yep.
And I've never been so stressed at the customs.
Really?
Because I talked to the guy and he's like, "So how long are you staying?" And I'm like,
90 days.
88 days. And I see in the dude's eyes, he's like, "Well, I know what you're doing."
Well, that's a dumb number to say now.
Yeah, who would say 88
No,
days?
I didn't. Obviously, I didn't say it like that. I was like, I think
you could say 75 days.
You
said
88 days.
I was like, "Oh, I'm leaving like December 28th, like
69 days."
Yeah, Nicole would say that. Yeah,
of course. And basically, we got married at City Hall in December.
But at least you loved her. It wasn't like you were coming just to like marry.
We know.
Yeah, we had been together.
But they didn't know that.
Yeah, I guess. But I was scared at the custom. He was like, if you come back for this long again, they won't let you in. Just letting you know. And I was like, damn bitch, I'm not planning on leaving.
Unless it's like a nice person. But I want to go into our next segment, if you guys don't mind.
First, really quick, I just want to say that I know that this podcast is about food, but I think it's so great to show that there's like so much more out there, and that
travel. If you're a chef, go travel.
Yeah. He traveled, and I think so much about cooking and being a great chef is understanding the way other people do things and understanding the way other cultures create dishes and why they eat this fish and why they do that and why they have horse sometimes and why we don't, and you don't learn that unless you're traveling.
What's great, what Q did was he worked overseas to see what's up at Attica, and then you're like, let me just travel. And I think every culinary person thinks that we don't have enough money to travel the world. You do.
Yeah,
you do. You just have to plan it.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be eating at the most expensive restaurants when you travel either. Like, you can travel in Attica.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, of course, every once in a while. And if you have the money, great. But I think, in my opinion, it's more about the travel and learning about the country itself than eating at the most expensive restaurants. Because that's not always the most authentic. The authentic is what mom and pop are cooking down the street, or what the food truck is serving you that they've been
making forever.
Yeah, family recipes and passed down.
Once
and
you
whatnot,
get to the high-end restaurants, it's oftentimes that those chefs have traveled. So
there's a lot of influence.
It's a lot of influence, and so it's.
Yeah, we appreciate you telling us your whole travel of the last.
Yeah, making us jealous.
Now I'm just hungry and I'm mad that I haven't been traveling for a long time.
Yeah.
What's the next place before we move on? What's the next major place that you want to go to?
Just back to France to see my family.
Oh, that's sweet. Gross. Just kidding. So, we're gonna try this one. I want you guys to taste it and then let me know.
What is this?
This is Munchbox! Munchbox is a segment where we try things and then we talk about it. But today we're gonna have two things to taste. So here's the first one.
Two things to taste because this was a two-part episode.
So thank you guys for listening to the second episode.
It's a two-part episode because Quentin, you talked a lot.
Sorry.
My bad. It's okay. No, we need it.
Each episode is supposed to be an hour long, and we're maybe like an hour and 30 minutes now.
Wow,
so
that
No,
was
it's
fast.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey, that's how it works, though, and time flies when you're talking about good food in Japan.
when you're
So
reminiscing.
I want you guys to taste this.
Cheers.
Tell me what you guys think. It's not alcoholic
It
based.
is a
It is a
juice.
brown drink.
A brown drink.
Just taste it. I already had it, so I'm
I
sorry.
can smell it. It's coffee.
Yeah,
just
definitely
go. Just
coffee.
go at it.
What's the deal?
Just drink it. Just drink it.
Tastes like
Yeah, tell me what it tastes like. I want to hear what you guys say first. Tell me what it tastes
tastes like cold brew,
Okay.
except not very
Cute.
cold.
Now I want to hear
Not
this
ve- not very
coffee
cold.
snob over here.
I see that it's a little oily actually because right now the light is going down and all.
Maybe it's your
like
shot
I
glasses.
can't-
Mind you, we're drinking this
Candlelit.
out of a shot
I can't
glass.
see
drinking
nothing,
a
but-
candle lit out of a shot glass. So
Yeah. So, you guys, do you like it? What is this? Like, what is your vibe to it?
I think it needs to be colder.
Okay, Nicholas.
it needs to be colder. I could drink this.
So it is. I'm going to tell you now that it is Trader Joe's Colombian blend, and it was French pressed 2 days ago, and I had nothing to bring for my lunch box. So this is. So I had like the craziest idea when I was showering. I was like, Ian has French press of coffee that's sitting on the counter. I'm gonna bring that for my lunch box.
I'm a little disappointed because earlier you were talking
You
about
hyped it up.
how no. Earlier you were telling us that you made a tiramisu with CBD coffee, and here we are drinking coffee.
Yeah, old
and I'm
coffee.
like,
So I was like, yo, I'm gonna bring this old coffee, like day old coffee, and I'm about to leave, and Ian goes, I think it's 2 days old. I'm like, perfect. Like, let me hype these people
you're
up.
such a freak.
And I just served you some nice cold brew that I made, fresh,
But that's the joke.
and you served me this.
I mean, it does taste like at the end a little stale. Like
Yeah.
it's like
So
over
stale.
It's all bland.
No, I tasted it before I like was gonna kill you guys, so like that's why I did it. But we are going to taste our actual munch books. Mind you, I told you it was gonna be a joke episode, so ha ha ha, LOL.
Happy April Fools. Maybe.
If it's two per
maybe.
episode, then no.
So we're
Exactly.
we're gonna try Hello Panda, which I don't know if you guys have had.
I
Hello,
had
it's a
these.
little cookie shaped with like little pandas on it that do different
You're a
activities.
little cookie.
I know. This one does all sports, and me and Nicole don't do sports, and Q doesn't do sports either, right?
Me? No.
I like to ride my bike. That's a sport.
All right.
Well, I used to climb.
we got Nicole Lindstrom
Kind of.
here. Is it Lindstrom?
Who's Nicole Lindstrom?
Who's the famous
What are
cyclist?
these like panda?
So this is caramel.
Ooh, with a cream center and a crunchy
Ooh,
shell.
I think I've had these in China.
Okay. So where are they? Made in China?
Something very similar.
Okay, so they're little nuggets. They smell better than they taste.
I smell fake caramel.
Yeah, well, they taste, they smell better than they taste.
They're made in York, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, no, thank you. Totally not. What do you think of it? I'm gonna have another one just so I can. I'm gonna eat the cookie first,
And see what's in there.
and then look at the cream.
They honestly remind me of when you're eating, you know, like the Ritz crackers that are filled
I
with
was just
cheese.
gonna say that.
Except these are filled with like salty caramel, but not almost like.
It's very fake caramel. It's not real caramel. It's like that syrup.
Yeah.
But they're not bad.
Yeah.
So Q, we
The
rate
drawings
them.
on them are really bad. What is this?
I know. So
I'm assuming
Q,
they're
we
supposed to
rate
be
these
pandas.
from 1 to 10. What would you give it?
Well, it depends. What was your
Good.
10?
1 to good.
What's your 10? Tell me your 10. Tell me your 10 snack.
Like what I think is a 10.
Yeah.
Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its are a 10 snack.
Yeah, but
Oof.
we want to do something that
Disappointing.
we're not
Typical stuff.
typical. But
Yeah. Well,
or-
obviously I just gave you stale ass coffee, so.
Clearly. Hey, maybe they'll be good in it.
Oh, like a dip? Maybe we should make tiramisu with this one, bitch.
what
Cool.
was it? What
Dipped
is
in
it,
the
Tim?
old coffee.
What did we do last week? Well, what did we do?
What do you
mean-
mean? Oh, I brought Italian pastries from Staten Island.
Oh,
And
and I
we-
get Hello Panda caramel.
Yeah. Well, I gave you some stale coffee. I
And
don't
stale
understand.
coffee.
Like, I'm working here. But
And it can't be too bad
Cute.
because we're all eating.
I have another gift for you, and I wanted to do it during the podcast.
They're
I
very
saw it online.
inconsistent.
I saw it online, and I knew Q needed it.
They're very inconsistent looking.
Maybe one's like the panda belly, and the
Oh.
other one's a panda head.
This panda looks like it's sweeping the floor.
Okay.
Is it skiing?
Can you
the
rate it
rating?
1 to 10?
I give it like a 4.
Okay, Nicholas.
I'm gonna say 6 because I think that the texture is really great.
Yeah.
I think they need more caramel flavor, like actual flavor.
So mine's a 6 too, but we're talking about Q's gift. Turn it around because that's not how I want to present it. It's a wiener dog. It's a glass wiener
pie.
dog.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't it so cute?
Oh.
It's so cute. Yeah. Best buds. Best buds.
buds.
Best buds.
Why does it have such a little head?
Don't ask me. I don't know.
They have little heads. They're little.
Very little.
They're little creatures.
If you were a dog, did we already talk about this?
If I was a dog, what dog would I be?
Yeah.
A wiener dog. I love wieners.
All right.
Nicole, what would you be? Jack Russell, because you're an annoying piece of shit.
No.
If she had to be a dog, she'd be a cat.
That's true.
No, I'd be a labradoodle.
But
Doodle.
Yeah.
yeah. So we're gonna wrap this up. We really appreciate you coming, Q.
Well, it was a pleasure.
Honestly, I hope everyone goes out and travel once this coronavirus. Get vaccinated if you haven't. If you're not
I'm
about
getting mine
it.
tomorrow.
Yeah, go to.
I have my appointment for the 14th.
Oh wow, look at you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So
On top of it.
maybe by the time I see you guys next, it might be on an island somewhere where we could just chill out. I should have my 30th birthday party there.
With the coconuts.
Oh, 30th birthday party for you is like 2 years away.
It's
But
like
I hope
3.
we're somewhere nicer before them.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I know. I just want to
Definitely.
get like a nice house with like 40 of my friends. And
Maybe I
A lot of
beat that.
people. No masks.
You're gonna beat that?
Ibiza.
A bees? Oh, let's
Bye.
do
I-
beat that.
I said it like the
Ibiza?
people in Ibiza. Ibiza.
I beat that.
That's what I imagine your 30th birthday is going to be.
Wow, that's not a bad. But we'll plan it.
Well, it'll be party
We'll do
time for
quiche
sure.
my ass live.
Quiche my ass.
Have a good one. Thank you, Q. Can't wait to guys see you next week. Woo woo.